Well, from one of our favorite friends up there in Memphis, thanks for the music. I've actually heard that Mark Cohen song before, but thanks for sending it in. I tell y'all all the time, if you want to hear something, we are looking in for an opening song for this particular show. We've tried, I think, 6 songs, 7 songs now. Feel free to send them in. We're always wanting to play them. It's just like on News on the Flip Side last night. We had people sending in music. I don't know who sent in the Dead South. That was just horrible. I mean, it was kind of funny, but horrible at the same time. But anyway, I want to welcome everyone to Author's Quill. I hope everyone's having a good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are on the big, beautiful blue planet, like our current guests are sitting over there in the UK. Look, I'm amazed y'all smiling this time. I'd be like, man, who talked me into this? You got to watch. You got to watch that Carmen guy. He's sneaky, man. You got to keep an eye on. Oh yeah, it's early. It's early. Trust me, it's early. So, Rose, Alice, how are y'all doing tonight? You enjoying it? Y'all ready for all of this?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, definitely.
We're here.
So,
Yeah.
so
The best hurdle.
Yeah.
I got to ask you this right off the bat. How did y'all develop into a writing team? I'm curious because I've run across one or two writing teams, but really usually it's just the one individual who's writing. So I'm just nosy. If I'm being nosy, you can tell me to stop. But
It's fine. So we're sisters. So I think even when we were kids, we were always creating stuff together. We're actually at our parents' house at the moment, and we found like a bunch of comics that we used to write when we were kids, called The Boom, and it's we'd write the stories and stuff together. So we're always kind of creating things, and then we lived together for a year as adults and started kind of seriously talking about writing together, writing a story together. Then tried that for a few years, created a beautiful, intricate world with no actual story. So decided to try writing short stories instead, which is what we started doing about a year ago now, I think.
About a year ago,
yeah. And now here we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it works. It works, and what I know. Look, I can't write anything. I'm just happy to see anybody who can. All right, turn off things, blasting my eyeballs over there. So, and now you can give me the title of the story. Just it leads just a little bitty tiny bit. You can't tell me any more than that. So we'll get into it next time we talk. But for tonight, just a teaser, and that's it.
Yeah. So the title of our story is "The Wall Isn't a Circle." So yeah, intriguing.
It is right off the bat. I'm like, wait, what are we talking about here? You must have seen my face. I was like,
it's set in the near future
in the UK.
oh, I like that.
And yeah,
I'll read the book teaser and then you can build around that. So
okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how much detail you wanted us to
but not a lot because I don't want to give it away.
So here's a new app lets users see through the eyes of any human in history, but it's not long before the secrets of the past catch up with the present.
Okay, well that's probably all you need right there. But well, I mean, because I really I don't want to give it away because see, I'm going to read it before I meet everybody anyway. So I like to be just surprised like everybody else is. And in these kind of cases, see, I'm big into near future. It's one of my favorite things to read or watch about. Because really and truly, I like to see where authors think we're going in the near future. Because sometimes they're right.
Too. So this is something that's going to like really blow your mind with what these guys have conceived, which is just, it's cool, but it's way scary.
Well, that's even better. Well, that's because I'm a big geek to start off with. So
yeah.
See, I'm already intrigued by this. All right, we ain't gonna talk no more about this because I'll start asking questions. Okay. So y'all are young. So have y'all tried to publish any of the comic books or maybe sell them or anything? I mean, it's such a demand. Well, I'm just saying, it's such a demand.
I think it was Farmer Bruce.
Yeah, it was not publishable stuff.
Very much written by somebody who's 8.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a lot of 8 years old that want to read stuff. I'm just, like I'm always thinking, kitty books because I just who was it? Just some famous woman just the other day put out a kitty book. Somebody I would not ever have thought would have wrote a child's book. Who the hell was it? It was anyway. It was somebody. Was it a star. It was some music star. I was thinking, what in the hell kind of comic, I mean, kids book where you can actually write. And then I started reading. It was actually quite good. I was like, wait, you know, I don't know anything. You know, all my kids are grown now, so no more reading to kids. But you never know. Little things like that make money. You know, books make money. So tell me about this world that you started off with. I mean, you were talking. So you were writing like a novel, or you just writing and creating just a world itself. I'm
Yeah, the hope was that it would be a novel, but I think at the time we didn't really have any skills in kind of building stories. So we didn't have any storytelling skills. So we didn't realize at the time that we were just spending all of our time world building and not spending any of our time actually thinking about a character. And so, yeah, it was a really good experience building this amazing world, like thinking about all the money and the kind of politics and things. But I hope in the future at some point we will be able to develop it into a story. But I think we realized we needed to go back to the basics.
Yeah, and doing the Writers of the Future contest was really good, wasn't it? Because it kind of gave us like deadlines to aim for. So every 3 months we had to kind of write a story. So that was quite good.
And it gave us that feedback as well, because the first story that we submitted, we just got kind of straight out rejected. And that kind of really prompted us to go and research frantically through all of the kind of different blogs and things that are out there.
Wrong.
Yeah, figuring out how to improve. And then we got a silver honorable mention and we were like, yay, we're going in the right direction.
Hey, we're moving up. Any way up is always a good thing. I mean, it's just always good. It's one of the things I like about these guys. They do give feedback and stuff like that. You know, I've talked to enough winners now that hadn't won right off the bat that were getting feedback to help them to get their book better. It doesn't help me. And I talk to Olive, it's not helping me any, but still, there's hope for other people.
You made it 3 times?
Yeah, this was our 3rd attempt.
Yeah.
See, that's fast. That's quick, because most of the people I talked to in the last 4 years, it's been somewhere between like 12 and 15 times. They got some longer, some shorter. I've met a couple of first-time winners. Not as many first-time winners in authors as there are in illustrators for some reason. The illustrators tend to win more and don't ask me because I have no idea why. John might know, but I don't. He might have known.
It's just the volume of entries for the illustrator contest are now starting to increase quite dramatically. And so there's a lot more people that take 2, 3, 4, 5 times now to win. Whereas the writers, it's a much deeper field, and people have been working this contest a lot more. It's had a lot more notoriety. So there's more competition. You know, there's a lot of writers out there that see this as a viable way to get that break. And so, I mean, we've had one writer 47 times, you know, so you ladies had 3 times. So we've had every now and then somebody gets their first entry, but usually, like Joe says, it's, you know, we're up to half a dozen to a dozen.
That's usually about where it is.
And yeah.
It's
but with the writers though too, when you get an honorable mention, people will put that into their pitch letter, and that takes them out of the slush file automatically just by saying that they were an honorable mention in Writers of the Future. So it's something that really, you know, helps to launch careers and to rapidly sift the wheat from the chaff.
Well, I mean, congratulations anyway. I mean, just getting to where you are is tough. I mean, there's a lot of serious competition. I've talked to a lot of people. Recently I've met some people who've tried to get in that haven't got in, which is strange. I guess because I'm getting more associated with these guys that every now and then people come up. I had met someone just at LSU recently. I was actually doing a lecture on something totally different. He's like, hey, you got any pullover? He said, I've submitted like 4 times. He said, they've even written back and said, do this. I was like, no, I can't help you, man. I said, I got friends, but it's not going to help you.
Right.
You're wasting your time. I said, it's truly blind judge. I said, I've been there 4 times. I said, they're exactly what they say they are. But I know he's going to be submitting again. And then I see so many people who consider this contest like the cream of the crop of the contest out there. And frankly, I've been to a lot of contests over the years. And for me, this is really kind of the cream of the crop. Most of the other ones are, well, we're just not going to say what they are. We're going to be polite today. That's what we're going to be. But there's just a lot of them that are not exactly what they say they are when you get there. It turns out to be a little different. This one though is poor John. I gave John trouble for a year, but I can tell you from
2 years, but that's okay.
Yeah, but I can tell you from personal experience, it's exactly what it says it is. What the pitch, what you get for Writers of the Future is what you get when you get there. You get attentive people who work themselves. I mean, really, really hard. All the judges are there for the people who come. They really want to see y'all get out there and break out and be the next big writer or the next big illustrator, which really that kind of warms my heart some, because these are some pretty big names we're talking about. This isn't like the bottom of the pile that comes out here to judge. This is more like the top of the pile that's out there. And then there's some, and then, you can learn about self-published. There's just so much information there. The first year I went, I was thinking, Jesus, how do these people absorb all of this? Because it's a lot. It's a lot of information. But I guess you already know what skills you need to improve on. So I guess it helps. And of course, the judges will, if you need to improve other places, they won't hesitate to tell you that, which I really like that about them. I mean, they're not mean or anything. They're really nice people. But, if they see a thing that they think you need to work on, they'll be nice. And they'll say, hey, look, if you try this, or this, you may really see an improvement in these areas. And don't be scared to ask questions. They like questions. They're like me. They like questions. I don't know what, some people just like to answer questions. And this particular group is a really good group who likes to ask questions. So now you won this. So where we had, we're going for like a 200,000 word novel now. So you got the world. Well, I mean, let's talk seriously. So you got the world now. All we need to write is about 200,000 words, put some characters in there, well, okay. See, for me, character development's easy. Trying to put it into a book is a whole nother thing, because we have to develop characters for different types of shows all the time. But trying to develop me and make me put it into that's.
So what is your plan, lady? So what do you got cooking?
So at the moment we're still writing short stories, and we are also planning a novel, but it's not in the world that we created, because we still think we're not at that level. We think that is a big,
really
big
thing.
That we tried to take on, and we just realized that we are not up to that. So we're hopefully going to write a shorter novel in a more kind of manageable world,
which is quite similar in tone and style of plot to our winning story in Writers of the Future. So it's not the same world, it's not the same idea, but it's similar kind tone and
near future.
Have you heard of Kindle Vella?
A novella? No, I think this would be long. This would be a full novel length,
no, Kindle
but not
Vella.
like. I mean, our previous one would have been like like
a
proper
trilogy type thing, wouldn't it? But
Kindle Vella is a way to put together a story chapter by chapter, and you release it chapter by chapter. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but you then build the story as you're going along, and it's a good way to jump from short story to novel, and you can monetize it. So people will pay so much per chapter, and you get people to start following you. And it's another tool you've got that you can monetize your work and while building up some steam as writers. But that way you can take your story idea, and you don't want to wait, a year to get a novel finished. You're just you come out of, wherever you promise. If you say I'm doing a chapter a week, then you've got to have that chapter go up every week. Yeah. And then people subscribe to it, and then they just get more and more, and they pay for each chapter. And that's
a bit like Dickens used to do that, didn't he? Isn't that how Dickens used to publish?
A few people did that, yeah. So that's the way too you can do that and make some money, but also when you're done, you got yourself a novel.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I look forward to seeing y'all on TV, guys. So maybe the movies. Maybe the movies. I think more books get into movies these days than TV.
On Netflix and stuff like that. But what's good is that there are quite a few writing teams, and I just quickly Googled, female writing teams, and there's a fair number out there as well. And the fact that your sisters, Joe, have you had the Winter Twins on as guest?
Yeah, I loved them too. By the way,
so they're I don't know if you know who they are, but they're sisters, and they started writing when they were 13 or 14. And they just kept on doing it. They both got married within the last year and a half or so, but they're still writing. And they built quite some notoriety as young authors and award-winning authors, and did stuff for the kids that were either underprivileged or who were bullied because they were small and they're so cute, and you two are. I mean, they are, and so they just.
By the way, they are complete opposites.
It's great for media purposes, and you guys fall in that category very well. I love your story. So if you keep on going like this thing, even if you're both going to go your separate ways family-wise, but you still can be the sister writing partner. And because of the ease of what we're doing right now, you two are in UK, Joe's in Louisiana.
Yeah, well, actually, currently this weekend, I'm actually sitting on the Gulf Coast in Mississippi, watching the water. Yeah, I can actually see the beach from my window while I'm talking to y'all.
Well, I'm right here in Hollywood, and I can look out the window and see them building the frame for the Oscars, which is happening 1 block away from me.
Oh wow,
it's a different kind of way. By the way, the Weiner sisters they're like complete opposites. Are y'all? I mean, in y'all's worldly views, how close are y'all? How far apart are y'all? I'm just curious because I've met different groups. Some are very, very close in what they believe in, and some are apart, but somehow or another, they all still manage to write together, which I find amazing, by the way.
Very similar. Yeah. Oh, no.
That just makes life easier there. Well, no, that makes life easier because sometimes I'll meet people because like with the twins, they're just like complete opposites. I mean, they're both great. They're very high energy girls. I mean, young ladies, and they really have this stuff together, and they're very skilled in, how can I say this? They're just skilled in what's going on in the world currently. I'm not so much talking about politics as just the world in itself. So it makes it probably a little easier for them to write about particular subjects the more you're immersed in what's going on around you and stuff. Plus, they live in where? Where are they right now? Vegas?
Yeah, they live in Vegas now.
They're in Vegas. So, Vegas has always got something going on. It's always something crazy.
Well, these girls here in front of us, I mean, just that story, there's a lot of technology in there and a lot of speculative stuff, but there's a lot of, it's grounded in some real life stuff that is out there that you built on top of that. So how much of your experiences in real life is translated in that in the actual technology of cyberspace versus what you then built upon?
I think a lot of our inspiration came from maybe my work, because I'm a librarian, but I spend a lot of time searching for things, and I understand quite a lot about how like search engines and stuff work, and that is where we got the inspiration for the way that the technology works and spreads in the world that we've created. So yeah, I wouldn't say particularly grounded. It's very much like a science fantasy rather than a science fiction perhaps, but yeah, that's kind of that technology side. That's where that technology inspiration came from.
Yeah, because it's not your. And I get that you're calling it fantasy, but we can argue more about that later. It's a
depending on your definition. It's not one of those science fictions where you're like, oh, this is based on something that really exists now and really could exist. But I think the themes perhaps are things that are really real world issues that will become more pressing.
Yeah, well, things that are happening right now in the world are absolutely fantasy from 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They're real life right now.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that, there's another author that I've interviewed before, James Rassone, and he's got near future science fiction, he talks about this app created by China that everybody is using right now. And he describes everything without saying TikTok, but China's using it to be able to start profiling everybody. And with that, they can predict what will be the retaliation or not. And that's how that launches into World War III. But you take a look at the stuff on that AI that you're getting generated right now. They had, what was it, Joe? They had it was here in Beverly Hills, there were eight high school students, boys, that were expelled for using AI. They took headshots of girls and turned them into nude photos.
Oh, yeah. And that's not the only place either. It's
I know. It's just more and more stuff like that happening. And just the deep fake and all those things, which were super sci-fi, fantasy like 20, 30 years ago, is now reality. So what you're saying here, and you're seeing here, you kind of, oh, that'll never happen. Deep fake was never going to happen. In this
I mean,
other
we
stuff,
hope it'll never happen.
Yeah.
I think.
oh, I absolutely hope not. That's, like I said, it was.
I mean, there's a lot of things happening in this country in the last 10 years that I thought would never happen.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting a little worried, actually.
But the thing is that people like you, like science fiction writers, you come up with ideas, and I can assure you, based upon the data I already got, because of what happened with Hubbard when he was a pulp fiction writer, that he and other science fiction writers were queried by the various intelligence agencies. Okay, now how could this be? Now what about this? And they'd read the stuff and listen to stuff to see what they could do with come up with different ideas on science, because science fiction is the herald of possibility. And so you come with this idea, and maybe they'll never do it just like what you said, which I'm not going to talk about because I want people to read the story. But it gives a direction of what can be done, and it's not too far off of what I think can be done when you start getting to profiling, which is a big issue you have right now with all these Facebook and stuff like that, where they can totally tell what you're interested in. They can start, they'll start sending ads to you because that's the kind of stuff that you're going to want. It's scary what can be done.
On a completely weird side note, they can pre-order now, right? Because somebody just asked me from.
Yeah, you can pre-order. You can go to easy if you just go to writersofthefuture.com. There's a page that you'll see that has all the different links you can go to. So depending upon where you are, if you go to the homepage of writersofthefuture.com, it says order now. You see it come up there, and you can order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, bookshop.org, Booktopia, Audible. So you can pre-order on all those different things. And bookshop.org is for independent. So you can go there, wherever there's independence, you can then order it from your own independent store there. But yeah, you've got that.
Well, no, we got a couple of questions when it was being released, and I was deferring. Actually, I'm answering that as we're speaking.
Okay, good.
People, stop. But here, I'll put writersofthefuture.com website, and even though it's really easy, people. I mean, come on, it's right.
Yeah, and it has all the data when it's releasing, all that kind of stuff. So, Rose and Alice, did you see the cover reveal?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
That's amazing. Yeah, I love the colours.
Yeah, the colours are gorgeous, and I love the stars and the sort of moon-shaped tusks.
The hair behind it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you air it last night, Joe?
Yeah, it actually aired last night. It's going to air again after the Gray Zone today too. It did pretty good though. It actually did. I didn't watch it, but I was on air, so I couldn't watch it. So I was on air at 1:00 this morning. But when I checked on it last time, I checked it was at 880,000. So it did really well, and it wasn't a 6-second thing like the other one was. So we had a little glitch on one of them. Yeah. I think it was averaging like 31 minutes last time I checked. So it did really well.
Oh, good.
And I'll get to see it probably this evening because I'm actually in studio. Working on a collage for the website for Writers of the Future from the original first time I went out there. That's what I was had up on camera when I first came in. It was on there. It's we take lots of pictures. All I can tell you, we do lots of interviews and take lots of pictures and lots of pictures. And when I say lots of pictures, I mean lots. Every time I go, I take 2,000 to 3,000 pictures. Maliva probably takes 4 times that many. And if you
we'll end up with a good 800 to 1,000 pictures of Rose and Alice by the time we get it.
Oh yeah, there's so many, and then there's other media besides that, and but you'll see Maliva and myself. You'll see her everywhere, and then you'll see me coming and going all day long in different places with different cameras and phones and stuff. And a lot of times we're just taking pictures, but not even tell you we're taking. We're just taking away. We'll get you like.
What part are you most looking forward to, girls?
The 24-hour story.
There you go. The illustration.
Yeah, definitely the illustration. We're both really excited to see what our illustrator has done.
Yeah, the big reveal is always quite the.
I call that the reveal of tears. Is what
you got 3 of them now, Joe. I think.
But I call it the reveal of tears now because so many people are crying. I mean, good. Okay, wait. Before anybody gets it wrong, it's all good tears, people. I didn't mean any way. Well, the first time I went, they had just come back, so it was 2 years combined because they would come back from COVID. and there was a lot of people there. And then when I
Yeah.
say there's a lot of tears, everybody seeing it for the first time, and it amazed me. It still amazes me, actually, and it'll probably amaze me this year. It amazes me how well the illustrators do with the author's work, and it amazes me how most of the authors are so happy with the illustrators. It's just, I don't know. Whoever's matching them together is doing a damn good job, is all I can say. Because it really seems to come out really good. And I've said this probably a million times. You know, a really good cover can sell a book even if it's a bad book. And I can personally attest to that because I bought several sci-fi books that were had really good covers, but not too good of stories. But I've also bought good covers with good stories. But the point being is you need a real good illustrator. If you're going to have a good story out there, you need something that, you know, if you go through like L. Ron Hubbard's collection of all of his old stuff. See, I love the retro look on all of his covers. That's just because I'm old, but it's if you look at his covers, if you really pay attention to the covers, you'll notice the story's in the cover. If you look at it hard enough, you'll know what this story is, and I like that. I like to be able to look at a cover and say, hey, well, you know what, I might want to read this. This looks like this might be fun. See, when just listening to your story is just first, it's near future, it's sciencey, it's geeky, it's a little scary. That's right up my alley, you know, because I like. Well, I mean, it just is, and I was watching. You know, matter of fact, I was watching Altered Carbon the other night, thinking I really kind of like these near future sci-fi. Just like I do with Expanse. There's a lot of good ones out there, but hey, look, if yours is good, maybe it'll turn to a damn TV series. I'm telling you, I'm desperate, people. Between Netflix and the strike, there's just nothing to watch. And, I mean, I so you get to writing, ladies. I mean, I want to see lots of writing. I mean, lots and lots. I want to see some good. I can't wait to read y'all's story. That really does sound intriguing.
No, it is. It was really, really good. So,
yeah, because we got like 8 minutes, guys.
Okay, because I met these ladies at a bar a couple months ago.
Wow.
And,
Yeah. You didn't like the mushy peas.
Yeah.
And it was just, they were so fun. And we had, what was it, probably about 10 of us or so, 12 of us at the, a bunch of the past winners from Writers and Illustrators of the Future. And it was a lot of fun, and meeting them and a few others for the first time. But the thing that, you know, most impressed me was just how you guys are so close in like your thinking process. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be to your advantage on being able to create something in the future. And even if you're not next to each other, because you're obviously your lives are taking their own directions now, but that you can be able to create these stories, because there's going to be some people there that you can talk to. Like Kevin Anderson, who does all the Dune books with Brian Herbert. Kevin will be there.
Yeah, I was just thinking they could do Dune 4, man.
Or something. Larry Niven writes a lot. Jody Lynn and I, several of our judges write co-author books. And it gives you an opportunity to actually ask questions and find out, okay, how does it work best? And so you both can kind of like contribute to your own creative powers. But I'm just curious, so I'm writing a story. Have you guys done the online writing workshop? The Writers of the Future?
You've watched some of it.
Yeah. I've done part of it. Yeah. I was working my way through it when we won, and then I didn't manage to get back to it.
Don't jinx yourself.
But I got distracted with other things.
Yeah, I'll be sending an email to everybody to make sure you get through that course. And I'm also, have you read any L. Ron Hubbard books?
I've read one of his short stories that was in one of the previous anthologies.
You need to treat like I do and get the audio versions.
Yes, that's what I do.
Well, it's easy, because it's easy, you know. Yeah. I always got something going on, so I'll just put it on or put it in the car.
Yeah, the last volume, 39, has the story in there, the audio. But I'm also going to be sending a copy of Fear to everybody to read, so you can actually have read up, because that gets used in the workshop. So I'm making sure that gets sent around to everybody so you can read it. It's not that long, but it was.
Yeah, I think all I got left is the audio copies.
Yeah, that one's a really, really good one. It was like the granddaddy of the thriller genre.
Jimmy, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Sometime in the show I might give it away. I got one copy of Fear audio left. I got my personal copy, but that's one that's still in the box. Yes, maybe I'll give it away. No, this one? that's Wolf Moons. He's on next week. We're going to give it away next Saturday. Yes, so how to write a howling good story. Yes, and the other one, Death and the Taxman David, will be on the 23rd. So these are all winners, past winners of Writers of the Future. By the way, different points in times throughout history.
Yeah,
So who's coming out with you to the workshop, Rose and Alice?
We're coming on our own to the workshop, aren't we? And then my husband and your partner are joining us for the gala at the end of the week.
Oh yes.
Are Mom and Dad going to wake up to watch it, or are they going to wait to see the reruns?
I haven't actually asked
Don't
them.
know. Yeah.
they'll probably stay away. It's a great gala too.
I like their sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gala's great. It's a lot of fun. A lot of good press there too. Lots and lots and lots of press there.
Yeah.
And it's not all American press either. Some of it's foreign press. So, but I can tell you this: it's all good press. It's not. There's nobody going to be asking you any mean questions. Yeah. Well, it's not. That's not what the event is about. So, but still, they got the 24-hour story. I can't wait to see. So, shouldn't they have to do it in 12 since there's 2 of them?
Yeah.
I'm talking. Who's in charge of shit? I'm talking to somebody else. Should think of these two like, shut up, Joe.
12 hours. Yeah.
They're like, Joe, shut up, man. Yeah, it has to run concurrently. No.
Have you picked out your dresses?
Oh,
It's not
it's
going
the
well.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were, yeah.
These are young women. This might be an effort here.
No, I mean, Emily's going through. She's every night for the last week. She goes through, and I don't even bother trying to do anything else. I just say, okay, good. Let's have a look and see what we got
Looks
now.
good, baby. Looks
She
good,
goes,
baby. That's good, baby.
Does this make me look fat? What about
No,
this?
baby.
Oh, this is
No.
terrible. I love the colors here. Oh, can I do this here? Is that going too much skin? You know, just on and on.
And she always looks fabulous, by the way. She always looks fabulous. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of pictures of her. She's gonna try to slap me for a couple of them, but I got some. See, the problem is when I'm moving around, most people forget I'm there. So, and I'm just walking around, or I'm doing interviews. But
That's right.
camera's always going. Everybody's cameras are always going because we just want to see your reactions. There's several things that go on during the course of the week that there's definitely going to be reactions from y'all. It's really nice just to be able to catch y'all moving around, walking around, having a drink, talking to somebody, sitting in one of the classes. There's lots of pictures of y'all sitting in the classes and we weed out a lot of them, and they weed out a lot of them. But it's just, because you take so many because you don't actually know which ones you're going to use. See, this collage in here comes from a group of 2,000 pictures. I think there's 140 in here that's going up on the website. And it's just going to, spin its little self on its way through. But you'll see stuff like the reveal and things like that. So you can watch people's reaction. There's one of them, I think it was last year, actually. We did a couple of rolling videos of the reveal. So it was, I forgot who I got. I had one, but somebody else had one too. I got it from them. But things like that just, give you a good idea. Like, wow, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
for y'all, it's got to be fun.
If we have one gold and one silver dress, you guys come up and you just like walk around each other as you're coming up and you're like,
it's not making people dizzy and stuff.
I did wonder about matching dresses. I thought that was maybe a bit far.
No, I think
I say green and blue. Can't go wrong. or purple and green, you can't never go wrong with that.
What does it have? The blue and pink isn't the cover.
Yeah. Pink. The right kind of pink is good. Some pinks are ugly though, but some I raised a lot of women. I had to raise several aunts and a lot of stepdaughters, so I'd be surprised. I've had to dress quite a few of them over the years. And I'm like, and I've learned too. Oh, don't I look? No, you don't look fat. No, I don't care who it is. No, you don't. You look great. No, you look great. You lying? No. It's just, I'm not. You learn after a while. What's that, Jimmy? The only way you can get to the gala is if you're invited. If you're a winner or if you're invited, that's the only way.
Otherwise, you can just watch it as the live broadcast.
Yeah, and we'll be carrying it live. Michelle will pick it up live, and it'll go out live on our network. It goes live out on their YouTube, so you can catch it either place. And it usually does quite well. So I would, and being that we don't know which feeds they are, I would log in as early as possible just to make sure it doesn't get overrun or something. it's its fourth year with us, and it's getting quite popular each year. Every year it gets a little more popular.
This is going to open with the top UK swing band is opening the show.
Ooh,
So
exciting.
the
Nice.
Jive Aces. So they'll be
That's fun.
playing a 20-minute set. So that'll be good on that. So do you guys have a website or any place or social media that people can find you?
Yeah.
So we've got a
Can you
website.
share
which
that with
is-
us?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
So our website is our pen name, so rosalynrobilliard.com. And you can also find us on Instagram as well. Our Instagram is Rosalyn Robilliard as well. So yeah.
Good.
And yeah, hopefully you can spell that.
Well, you got the Robilliard off here, and then Rosalyn is ROSALIN.
ALYN.
ALYN. Okay, good. Obviously, it's Rose and Alice.
Yeah. I
Yes.
think we come up on Google as well.
Yeah.
Don't we? On
Ah,
website?
that's it.
Like
Yeah.
when we've tested it, does.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does for other
Googling
people.
ourselves.
Well,
Yeah.
see, next time we'll talk, we'll pull the websites up, and if you got anything on you want to talk about on them, we can. See, for the illustrators, we do it all the time. We just or authors that have quite a few books, we'll pull them up and just let them roam through the website for an hour or so. Whatever's on there that they want to talk about and stuff like that. I was amazed that some of these new illustrators had as much work available. I was kind of surprised because we've done some shows just recently, and I was surprised to see how much work they actually had available. It's always a pleasant surprise. Is always a good thing. So, and I can't wait to read y'all's story, guys. It's
Thank you.
it sounds like it's going to be fun. So I'll read it when I get it from John, and then I'll read it again on the airplane, and because once I've read it the first time, the second read is pretty fast, and so I'll just read it again. That way, it's fresh in my mind for when I get there.
You want it hard copy or digital? Are you fine either way? Or
whatever's easiest for you, it doesn't matter to me. I usually read them the first time around. It's just easier. I'll make myself sit down and read.
print or digital?
Print's probably better.
Okay.
That way I got that. I just like the copy. Oh man, who is this? This ain't who we were doing. Oh man, I was going to show y'all something, but I guess not. No, we don't want to see those pictures. No. Those are.
So if you ladies need any help at all with your dresses or anything like that, feel free to write. Emily was she's producing the show. You've seen her picture, right? At least.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I have.
Anyway, she's on my Facebook page, so you can write there, and she will assist you if you need help. I'm sure you guys have that drilled down pretty good on
I'm
that
going to show y'all.
walk the
I
walk.
will show you. This is which year was this, John?
That was 37. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there. I recognize it now that I've seen the picture. See, these are on the websites now. Oh, there's John. Hey, John, what's up, baby? John's working his butt off. But you see, that's probably the reveal right there. Oh,
Yeah.
I know you, Chelsea. How are you? And then, but you can see, like I said, lots of pictures. This is just one event, and this is just the ones I picked from the ones I actually took from the event. And hey, Joni, she's like a whiz. She's so fast around. But they're all up in there, and you'll see lots of that. So when they get them, we'll put them up. We're just putting all 3 years up right now from the other ones, and this one will be a little different because we got actually more help these years. We brought in my manager keeps loading the station that would host, so we got lots more help than we used to. But I can't wait to see y'all out there. I see Jennifer down there. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing down there? She's hiding at the bottom. Anything else y'all want to tell anybody before we let y'all get out of here?
Not for me. It was nice.
Sure? Nothing?
Chat.
You know, watch that video I sent you, Joe. That's exactly what these go. They're when you ask them something that they don't know, they just both start giggling and they bounce off each other.
I can see this is going to be trouble ahead of
It's
time.
gonna be a lot of fun at the workshop.
I can tell it's going to be trouble.
When
Well,
they go
again-
make their acceptance speech, there's going to be 30 seconds of giggle and then they say a few words and they'll
So-
giggle again.
Oh, so before I let y'all go,
Yeah. Yeah.
so is this going to be like 3 word, 3 word, 3 word, 3 word? Or just one of y'all just going to talk, or I'm
Well, yeah,
nosy.
just one word each. I think
Yeah.
it's probably the plan at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll each say words around their giggles.
It's a lot of fun. I love watching it on stage. It's great. Somebody says they're gonna get nervous. Well, yeah, everybody gets nervous on the stage the first time up there. It's part of being on the stage. But yeah, it's not a big deal or anything. John does it like he's been doing it for 100 years. He's up there dancing around and stuff, having all kind of good fun. No, Jackie, you can watch it on TV with the rest of everybody else that's going to be watching it on TV. Yes, it'll be picked up and broadcast that way. I'm sure you'll see these young ladies in their gowns moving around the gala, having a good old time. I'm sure they will. But anyway, we're going to let y'all get out of here because I see Jennifer's down in the queue, so we're going to drag her up here in just a second and let her get up here and torture us. I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to read your book, and we'll talk more when we see y'all in California.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
lovely. Thank
Nice
you.
to talk.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, come on, let her come in. Okay, why is it doing that? Okay, I'm not sure. Jennifer, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was just wondering because I couldn't see you. I was like, oh, did we break something or something? Every now and then these things get a little weird. Oh, hey, that's Chris. Get off my screen, Chris. Welcome to the author's Quill. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
So illustrator, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't wait to see your artwork. We ain't gonna be able to see it because I can't see nothing on your screen right now. But
Yeah, I'm not sure if that won't let me join the video.
so I don't know. So every now and then they get weird. I mean, you might try going out and coming back in, but it's. But when we see you next time, I'll get you to give us your website. That way we can run it up, or you can. You know what? You could probably drop it in the comments section, so I could probably pull it up now if you've got one. Because I know not everybody's got a website yet. You know, when you're getting out there, becoming a millionaire and stuff, it takes a little time to get everything set up. It takes a thing. So first, let me ask you this: how many times it took you to win?
On the
One?
chat.
I sent my artwork in one time and I got a honorable mention, and then I was encouraged to submit my artwork again, so I did again, and then I won.
Well, damn, man. See, I'm becoming an illustrator. These authors got to work hard. I'm becoming an illustrator. That's all there is to it. What is that?
Well,
Jen?
these guys are like, I mean, I was just with Jennifer a few weeks ago at Life Universe and everything. She came down from Salt Lake City to Provo, where the conference was, and was on the panel with us, with myself and Brian Hales, our judge, illustrator judge. And you're nowhere close to where she is. Nowhere close. She is a good artist. She's really good.
Yeah, well, anybody's better than me, so we can't keep. Oh, wait, where did dragons come from? Wait, where the hell am I? Oh, it's moving on its own. I was like, wait a minute, because that wasn't the first picture I seen. I was like, where'd this come from? Oh, well, wait a minute now. So,
Can we open it so we can see the full picture, not just the bottom half?
Let's see. Let me go back over here, and will it let me blow it up all the way?
It's because that's like a little slideshow thing. You'd have to click on the gallery tab.
Did that make it?
That works too.
Okay. And that way I got more control over it that way too.
That's with charcoal and pastel.
Is it really?
You use charcoal to make your burgers and your steaks with. She uses it to make beautiful art.
I see that. So, on a side note, before we even get into everything else, we got a dragon contest coming up in the near future. Now there's some pretty heavy hitters going to be in. I know Tom Wood said he'd come, and I know Larry
Elmore.
I always want to call him Nevin. I got to stop doing that. Larry Elmore said he'd come, and I know April said April's one of the winners. She said she'd come. One of the other winners said they were going to come too. So that's 4 out of the 6 we're looking for. We're just doing it to see who can draw the best dragons. It's these look pretty damn good. I mean, from what I'm looking at right now, I like the way these look, and I kind of like this one on top. They got kind of like a more European look. I don't know what the hell I'm looking for here.
European dragon.
Oh wait, I love this. So what made you think about this? I mean, really, I'm just curious.
So a lot of these pieces were actually college pieces. So they had specific things that they wanted us to try to do. So this one was, put something in a jar. And I was like, okay, well, if I get to put anything in the jar, it's going to be a dragon.
Well, this was a great idea. I love this. Oh, I love the little bird up here too, man. You got all kind of stuff hidden in here. It's Bruce, she's got all kind of detail in it. You could probably spend a little time looking through there.
If you look Oh well,
Oh,
back on that.
no, we go back. We'll go back.
It says fantasy illustration on the jar.
Oh yeah, right here. I
Or,
see it. Yeah, yeah.
Literature, actually, fantasy
yeah.
literature. Yeah.
There y'all go, guys. What do you mean? I don't know if it's for sale. Ronnie. So anyway, Ronnie from LA is asking if it was for sale. I guess
I have prints. I just haven't put them on my website yet, but I will do it really soon.
Yeah. So there you go. So just keep checking our website and seeing. Okay, this guy looks kind of just dark and actually aggravated. He's like, "Can I bite you?" I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Well, he's supposed to be creepy. He's like a dark sea creature monster thing.
I think you got it on this. So when did you really decide you want to do illustration? I mean, were you young or? I mean, I know you're fairly young now, but I mean, like a kid or?
I mean, I was always like drawing and making art when I was little. And then I would like put my artwork in the little competitions in elementary school. And then sometimes I'd be like, well, I'm really talented. Why am I not winning all the time? It was because I didn't pay attention to their theme that they wanted. Because they always have an agenda with those. But it wasn't until like maybe high school, a little bit later, I discovered that what I was doing was illustration. I wasn't doing fine art. And then I was like, oh, this is what I want. Okay, this is what I'm going to want to pursue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this guy looks like he was drunk or something, man. I mean, all right.
The theme for that one was grounded. So I decided to make it funny and show a dragon crashing into the ground because he thought he was going through a cloud.
Tell him no more bourbon, Mr. Dragon. I'm just cutting you off. You cut off. Give me your keys, buddy. Give me your keys. Oh, look at this. This is cool looking. It's this is an interesting mermaid here.
Yeah, this one was supposed to be find a fantasy story and make a painting of it. And I picked the Little Mermaid, but I wanted her to be like an actual like fish person,
Well, you did a good job on it. I got to tell you, it looks badass.
Thank you.
I really, there's a lot of you definitely, So when I talk with Echo and Tom a lot of times, one of the things I really like about their work is there's a lot of detail in their work. There's just lots of extras, I guess you could call it, extra detail, I guess. It's because a lot of art you can get away with painting to an extent or drawing to an extent, and for most eyes they'll catch it and it'll pass. Oh, it looks really, really good. But then people like me who want to look at it deeper and look at really, because I'm a freak about colors. I like to see a good use of colors. I like to see a multiple use of colors, which this mermaid has several in it. And I love the way you do the scales coming down. I shouldn't say the scales, but the fins coming down the back and the side. I mean, it's just well done. Yes, Jesse's over here saying I never compliment anybody. I do compliment people sometimes. if they got good work, or if they don't, well, no, not so much. I'm not, I don't give false praise. And we're back to the dragons over here, which I love. I can't believe this is done with charcoal and pastel.
I think if you go back to and find a menu, there's an illustration gallery page that should show some more work.
Let's see. We got to get out of here. Let's see. That's out. Where we at?
Gallery, and then illustration. Yep.
Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. You got all kind of stuff in here. It's so you've been staying busy. I can see you like to take your time. So how long does one of these take you to do?
Oh, that depends. So, I mean, a big part of it has to do with my own time management, which is
I can
not
understand that too, because you got to make a living.
But this one was another assignment. We were supposed to do a space theme, and I really like to do things that look very organic. So I added all these organic elements into this space guy's suit to make him, look kind of like almost like a wasp.
Yeah, you did. Well, you did a pretty good job. When you're looking around, I just now noticed the wings a second ago. When I first glanced over, and then this over here caught my eye for a minute, and then when I came back this way, I realized you could see through it. It was like some type of wing or something. And then you said the wasp look. I said, well, that makes sense now. It's just see, there's a lot of detail in here. There's lots of little stuff in here that's just hidden in different places. Yeah, Ricky, you mean the tube right here? Yeah, I seen that. And see, now there's other people watching with us that are texting me, just telling me things they're seeing in the picture. So any particular medium you like to work with? You got any favorites?
I do more with like oils or watercolor. So
See,
like that dragon in the jar was actually like watercolor and some watercolor pencils.
Yeah, this one right
Yeah,
here.
that one. And then the space wasp and the mermaid one were oil. And then I also do a lot of digital.
Yeah, they well, I'm a weirdo for oil anyway, so I don't know what it is.
This one was actually liquid acrylic. So I like to do everything.
I own a construction company. We actually use liquid acrylic, not for anything like this, mind you, for much bigger projects than this. But it is funny that I was talking with an artist just a couple of days ago, and we were talking about some of the media, some of the paint they use. And he's like, "You use?" I said, "Yeah, we use a lot of the paint you use. We just use it in a much larger, larger context. But we do have people who come and do murals for us." And I was telling some of the ladies last week, some of these murals, they make some serious money on some of these murals. Okay. Oh, I thought he had an orange in his hand. That's not what that is. Okay. It just took me a second. So wait, I noticed this image looks familiar for some reason.
Yeah, that's because this is a fan art piece. Someone requested that I make this for their friend and his son, and they wanted to look like Super Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it just took a minute for me to set it in there. No, Jack, there's a dragon right here. Let me see. Yeah, he's tucked in there. He wraps around. He's just right here. It's almost like a Chinese dragon, but he's tucked in right here.
And this one I actually had to apply some 3D tools to get all of those scales to look like they're receding and coming forward.
Yeah, because it does look like there was quite a bit in there. But it's just so when you're doing the scales, I often wonder how I mean, you have to sit there and make all these scales. That's got to be just time consuming and a pain in the ass, for lack of a better way of saying it. Thank you very much. It's
well, yeah. So what I was saying, when I use 3D tools, I actually made this this simple cylindrical shape, and I took scales that I had made and had it wrap around the 3D shape. And then I would move that and manipulate it so that I could take pictures of that and then put it where I wanted and then panel all the pieces together. So this is very much a digital piece. This has got lots and lots of digital parts that I made and put together.
Yes, that's a lot of work. The fact that you took the time to learn how to even do that, because I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, for most people, when we were just talking about the scales, we probably lost 2/3 of the audience that was listening to us. Only reason I know is just because I'm a geek, but it's and I also know how much work goes into these kind of pieces. But so that's when you got like free days and you're not out having to work somewhere or do something. Or so have you really started thinking about putting your art up for sale yet, or you're just still trying to figure out?
I did make a bunch of prints of my work, and I took them to an event that John Goodwin was at, LTUE in Provo, Utah. And I set up a table, and I sold like bookmarks and stickers and stuff like that. So none of the prints yet, but I'm hoping to maybe go for something a little bit different. Where people are actually there to buy stuff rather than just.
What about FanX? You were at Salt Lake City FanX.
So when I was at FanX, I was actually there with my company. My company was Sea Dragon Cove, and we actually merged that together with a company called Geek Together, and they actually ran the gaming hall there at FanX.
Right.
And so I was there with them, and I went to different panels, and I was like, oh man, I really need to do this. Yeah. And I tried to see if I could get an artist table there for this year, but I didn't look into it soon enough.
Yeah, they fill up fast.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So now I'm looking into possibly getting a table at Dragon Steel, which is actually Brandon Sanderson's personal convention.
Yeah.
It's well, as long as you're getting out there trying to sell them, because I mean,
Yeah.
sooner or later, you're going to want to do this as a career. I mean, you got the talent to do it, so it's just, do you want to do it as an individual? Do you want to do it because you're working somebody? You want to be commissioned? There's so many ways to go with it. I know a lot of these people lately have been getting into doing gaming art and stuff like that, and fan art, which seems to be a lot. I noticed that one of the conventions I was at recently, they had artists there actually drawing or doing the cosplay people. Drawing pictures of them. Or actually, I think some of them were doing them in oils, actually. The cosplay people, it's the first time I've ever seen it. I mean, I've seen lots of pictures being taken of them, but that was the first time I've seen anybody actually sitting and posing for art like they would do down where I live in the French Quarter. You see people down there all the time. It always amazes me how these artists can do a portrait of somebody in an hour. And it looks good. I'm like, how the hell? I'm just amazed by. I guess it's like what was the famous artist guy who used to draw scenery with the hair, Bob Ross. You know, he always did a picture in a half hour. I'm just like, and I'm sure for people that know what they're doing, it's not a big deal. But for somebody like me, it's like, oh my God, this looks like a nightmare thing going on.
Well, and I do the same thing too. And I see other people creating all this amazing artwork, and I'm like, man, I can't do that. So,
Well, it looks like you can pretty much draw whatever you want. I think that's pretty much up to you.
if I stick my time to it, yeah. And I'd say that each piece that I work at, you know, it's a different set of lessons that I have to learn. So,
well, I'll tell you one thing: if you got questions, you're going to meet some of the best illustrators in the freaking country pretty soon. So,
yeah.
it's they're really good about giving you good information and being frank with people. It's one of the things I like about them. You know, like, look, if you do this, we show you this. I really do it. Dan's going to be there this year too, huh, John? Dan
DeSantos?
Yeah.
We're trying to finalize that right now. That's not confirmed yet. We're working on that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know for sure if not, because I hadn't seen him in a while, so I was just wondering.
Yeah.
We had done a show a while back, but yeah, well, he's another one. I learned more about shading from that man in an hour than I did in 30 years of life. I was like, get out of here. It made it sound so easy. I'm thinking, this cannot be this easy, man. I'm just not believing this.
Well, I know Dan did do the cover for the 40th anniversary.
Yes.
Anthology.
Yes, and his buddy did the other one last year, Tom Wood. It's they're both very talented artists, and I love, and they're both really nice people to boot. I mean, they're good guys, and I always like talking with them and stuff. And they like to help. I mean, they're there to help. That's one of the reasons they're there. They want to give you as much good information as they can. And, you know, and it's not just a lot of times it's about, technique and all, but sometimes it's about finance or how to put a company together or where you should be or how, what do you need to just get off the ground and get started? Because, I was listening to some of these guys, they want to be like big corporations. No, you don't need all of that to get off the ground and get running. A limited liability is probably all you would need. And really, you don't even need that in the very beginning. So, I mean, but they tell you all that stuff, which is just great information. Hey, Stephannie, it's we getting ready to send you a link just a minute, boo. It's but it's just great to see. I'm fast. To me, it's fabulous to see all the work that everybody does. And, first off, I'm always impressed with the amount of work I see at the reveals. It's always great to see the art that goes with the books. And it always seems everybody's done a really good job, which amazes me. And
one person you meet this year is Craig Elliott. You haven't met him yet. Either.
Wait, is that the young, good-looking one?
Well, he's good looking, but he's the guy that he primarily works for Disney and DreamWorks. He's designed films such as Hercules, Mulan, Emperor's New Groove, Treasure Planet, Shark Tale, Flushed Away, B-Movie, Enchanted, Monsters vs. Aliens, and Princess and the Frog.
I think I did meet him somewhere for some reason.
That's just creative. He hasn't been here for a while because he's got a problem with autoimmune, but he's planning on coming here. And if you meet him, he's amazing. He is such a brilliant. He's a guy. Like I said, he's the creative art director he was head of Netflix, and then he went to then Disney got him back, and he'd been following Writers and Illustrators of the Future since the very beginning. He never entered Illustrators of the Future because he didn't think he was good enough. I had him as a guest on the podcast 3 years ago or so, and he told me that story. He said, I couldn't believe it. This is the guy that's doing the senior creative art director for all these mega billion-dollar movies, and he wouldn't enter the contest because he didn't think he was good enough. It's just
people's. There's a lot of stuff I hear people tell me they weren't good enough, and finally somebody put them in the right place, and then they found that they were good enough.
Yeah,
people sell themselves short all the time. I tell this to people all the time. Somebody asked me the other day, "Oh, it's got to be hard to do radio. It's got to be a nightmare." Yeah, well, you know how I've done radio. I used to do a support group online, and the guy who owned the radio station in wherever Captain Kirk was born asked me if I'd come do a radio show for him. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude, do you want me to do what?" And my very first show I ever had, I got in an argument with the guest. I don't know how I didn't get fired. But eventually I became a really good host, but it took a little effort now, I'm not going to lie. But still, it's amazing if you put your mind to something. And it's just, we humans, I don't know why it is, especially in these days, it seems like we all sell ourselves a little bit shorter than we should. Maybe it's just the way the country is or the way the planet is right now. But I hear it a lot. People, I can't do that. And then they turn around and do it even better than you thought they were going to do it. It always amazes me. I can't wait to see more of your work. I can't wait to see you out there. You sound like you can be a lot of fun to hang out with, and we'll get into more. So I know we got to get out of here because we've got the next guest coming up in like 3 minutes. But I wanted to ask you about this. So what are these? Are these oil? Or are these just sketches? Or no, this ain't.
That one's actually a mural.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And the moon is actually something that we purchased and put up there, like turns on and off and stuff.
Oh, well, that's cool. That is. So I need one of these, but I need this to be a Chihuahua. Okay, it's vicious Chihuahua at that, but still a Chihuahua. It's see, I love stuff. And I'm glad you said that because I do. I have some. We'll just say some comfortable customers, and from time to time they build new stuff, and they like putting murals in their houses, on their walls, on their ceilings. As there was one a lady did for us. He just did a navigation scene, basically a compass on the ceiling. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a big ass compass. We're talking probably 200 square feet or 300 square feet of compass on the ceiling. She made $60,000.
Nice.
I think it took her a week. Now, the one that Rivera did on the back wall of his house, from floor to ceiling. So he had one of those houses where the upstairs was completely open, and then there was an open area between the house from back to front. So the back wall was probably 50 foot wide and at least 60 foot tall. And she did this mural of the city, of the French Quarter, actually. And it's like you could walk into the damn thing. And $125,000.
That's awesome.
It did take her, don't get me wrong, it did take her about 3 weeks, but it was fabulous. I was like, wow. And I've seen it. But then, you know what? I hate to say this, or maybe I should say it. I have seen some really great murals done here by the prisoners. One of the programs they have in New Orleans is the really talented artists get to go around and paint the side of buildings that get full of graffiti. They let them go out there and paint like scenes of whales swimming through the ocean and stuff. It's insane. And I would imagine if they had to pay for those, it would be outrageously expensive. But see, now I'm going through these. I'm just looking as I'm going through.
That's amazing.
Yep, that's oil.
I hit the wrong button. Well, we'll go back to that one in a second. See, I just like oil. I don't know. For me, I guess for oil, to me, it makes the picture look more alive to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a personal thing. I know people get mad at me when I say it all the time, but it just feels, especially when you're up close, it just looks more alive. And I mean, oils can be yay big and they can be monstrous big. But still, I like the tactile sensation of touching an oil paint or oil canvas. Yes, people. I may not be able to do art, but I do enjoy it. I really do. But anything you want to tell these guys before we let you get out of here? We got about 2 minutes, so you want to tell them where you're going to be at, or I know you're going to be hanging out with us in Cali, but this picture just keeps catching my eye. I got to turn it off. I keep going back to this.
It has to do with the the events I mentioned earlier that I'm going to try to do. I mean, I'll be at FanX. I don't think I'll be showing anything at FanX, but I will see if I can put up a table at Dragon Steel. And then, I'll keep trying to pursue, being an illustrator and making more artwork and putting it out there.
Yeah, well, the more you put out there, the more likely are you going to sell some of it. You'll be amazed. I'm not kidding you. If you go down to the French Quarter on any given day, there'll be 8, 9, 10 artists out there all day long. Some do using pastel, some just using, like the regular chalk pastel. Some are using oil, but they're using all kind of. Man, there'll be a line for each one of these people, and they're not cheap. I mean, I think the cheapest picture you can get out there is $150 done. Mostly, it's usually $200 to $500. And just for a street vendor to draw a picture of you. Now the ones like you'd like to do them with the chalk, they're usually probably about $100, but still, I watch these guys do these in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm amazed because, like I tell John all the time, the best thing I can draw is a stick figure. So we're just gonna leave it at that and nothing else. But I do appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. I can't wait till you get down to LA. I hope you have a great time and have a lot of fun, and you're gonna learn a lot. I know that because Echo is a great teacher. So. She really kind of keeps things going really well down there. So, and if you haven't met her, you'll really enjoy talking to her. And again, she knows a lot. But make sure you're asking questions. They like to be asked questions. I tell this to everybody. Ask a lot of questions. They like being asked questions.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it.
Yes, I do too. But thanks again for coming and hanging out with John and I. And we'll see you in like 4 weeks. And we're gonna bring Stephannie on in just a second. And everybody out there, everybody's good, guys and girls. Anything anybody wants to sneak any questions? No? Okay. It's kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet.
Soon, Jennifer.
Be good, Jen.
Yep. Good.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for bringing me on.
Thank you. Let's see. Let's just grab Stephannie up here. Whoop, whoop. Let's do that. Hey, Stephannie, can you hear us okay?
Hey, yeah, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
So wait, so Stephannie Tallent. So is this like an ego thing now?
Yeah, you're born with it. So
I just had to ask. It's
It was a natural.
It just that's what it says.
It was meant to be.
yeah, dude, it's even worse. I'm a veterinarian, so I go by Dr. Talent. So.
Well, that should be okay. That could be hilariously funny some days too, I guess. Just think. Wait a minute now. Every time I think of vets, I think of like $600. I can't take. I got 2 chihuahuas. They're expensive, is all I can say. So, what got you into this? I mean, when did you realize you had talent? I guess. Well, that's a play on words, but I guess when was it? I mean, were you young or older or like 20 or 18?
Like most, I've been listening to some of these interviews. It seems like most, all the other writers, we've kind of been writing forever, right? So yeah, ever since I was a kid, kind of played with it in college a little bit, and and then I wasn't really writing for a while, and I started up kind of really seriously about probably 5 or 6 years ago. Really throwing myself into learning more and more about craft and all that sort of things. I've always been a voracious reader, which I think is
that helps.
Really super helpful. Yeah.
That helps.
Now, Joe, I think you and Stephannie are going to hit it off really well. Her story is called Life and Death and Love in the Bayou.
Oh, really?
Really good fantasy story.
Because I'm in the bayou. I actually live on a bayou. If you walked out of my back door right now, 25 feet from my back door is a bayou, and 200 yards from that's the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes.
What inspired this story, Stephannie? We're not gonna, it's just I'm just curious because it's obviously you're being a vet. I've got your use that makes sense now. The use of the various animals in there that you've got such high affinity for, but.
Honestly, it was one of those. It's one of those really simple, basic inspirations. It was a photo of a kind of derelict steamship or whatever, just decaying in a bayou, and I kind of just went from that. And a lot of times when I write, I try to really do it a lot just from the character. And this particular young woman, her voice was just so strong. It just kind of exploded from there. So
Let's see. A derelict ship on the bayou. Can you see that one? There you go.
Yeah.
That's what a stern paddle wheeler. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
sinking in the mud in the
Yeah.
bayou. Yes. Oh, and of course we all know this is Battlefield Earth sitting right next to it,
Yeah.
hanging out right there. Yeah, I got pictures all over the damn studio. It's just depending on where I'm sitting is what you're gonna get to see. And then of course there's always a bunch of books behind me. Yeah. But I like to have them around. Oh, it's gonna let us keep seeing it tonight, huh? That's really weird. It's so you're getting out there, you're plugging away, you're going out to LA, you're gonna get to meet everybody. So
I'm already in LA.
Oh, that's right. I just realized that I was reading your thing. Right as I said it, I read.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy for you then. You're like hanging out. So wait,
Yeah,
on a side note,
it's a Uber away.
So what made you decide to become a vet?
Oh gosh, I've always loved animals. It's one of those things. And when I got out of the Army, I was thinking of going to business school like a lot of my other classmates. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that's not what I want to do. And I'd actually gotten into University of Texas business school, and I just switched to zoology undergrad and got a zoo degree. And then I applied to vet school. I was looking for something that I could have a job where I was A, helping people, and B, of course, helping animals.
Yeah.
C, it's problem solving, which, I do in so many different aspects of my life anyway. I mean, I enjoy that. It was something I could do wherever I wanted to live, and there's a huge variety of different things that you don't have to. I'm a what's called a relief vet or locum tenens. I fill in at different clinics as needed. But there's a lot more in veterinary medicine that you can do besides just clinical practice, and so I appreciated the opportunities that, I could explore if I wanted.
Well, thank you for your service in the service, and thank you for your service with the pups. Oh, I should say with the vetting, because, I had been noticing for a while there hasn't been quite as many vets as there used to be. We used to see far more down here, and there's a lot of animals down in the South. So it's just kind of strange. I guess one of my friends said, well, he said he was going to be a vet actually. And he said, well, if I got to learn all this, I might as well go be a doctor. And so he's actually a doctor instead of a vet. I'm like, dude, the animals are more important than these dumb humans. I mean, come on, there's too many humans on the planet as it is. Let's go back to take care of the pups, man. It's no, but I appreciate it because when I first got my latest baby, I mean, we had her like 6 days when she decided she was going into some kind of little coma shock. So thank God for the vet. No, Bruce, it's true. It's one of the things. But so now you're writing. So it's got to be a little hard for you, though, being a relief vet. I mean, how much free time do you have to write?
Very little.
Yeah, I was going to say. Now, did you ever think about maybe a bunch of stories about crazy things that goes on in the vet's office? Crazy animals or things? I have seen some stuff.
Try to keep some of it separate. I did recently for a workshop that I did write a story that takes place in a vet school. And it's fun. It's a fun story. I like it. All sorts of hell breaks loose, but it's
I can bet.
Yeah. So
I've been in enough vets' offices to see things go on. and where I live now, technically we're in between two cities, so it's considered rural. And some places you go, the guy will have dogs and they have horses and cows and chickens and pigs. The vet I use now is right around the corner from my house, but the other guy was more fun. He was a Favre. He was related to Brett Favre. It was always a menage when you went into his office full of animals everywhere. That was just insane. So now we got it written. We're out in LA. So all you got to do is show up. You're going to the gala, going to get to meet all kind of people. You're going to put up a website, or you got one up yet? Or?
I already have a website. I've had one for a little bit. I'm still tinkering with it. But yeah, it's there. So
yeah, because somebody asked me the other day, what's better, a website or a Facebook page? I'm like, I said, websites you can put more stuff on, and Facebook, unfortunately, if you're posting certain things, Facebook claims them as their own, so it's better to use your own website. That way, if you post a link, they can't say, "Oh, those pictures belong to me." Right. It's kind of fun, but so you're gonna just start writing, just I know. I just kind of feel for you because I know you've got an insane schedule. You're probably like John and I just can't never sit down. Um, we actually have to make time to do our radio shows.
Right.
That's the bad part. It's I was just thinking it's going to be tough. So this story, just tell me just a little bit more about it. Not a lot because I don't. But for some reason, I needed to register in my head.
So, John, how much can I say about the story now?
Not a lot.
You can talk. You're good now. You're good to
I'm
talk.
good now.
Yeah.
So, basically, it's a contemporary fantasy. It actually, to me, almost skews a little bit YA, young adult, which I normally don't write because the protagonist is around 16 or 17. It's kind of like Spider-Man. This woman has this sense of she has power, she has to use it for good, and she has to protect somebody in her life who is not able to protect herself. And she knows there's going to be a big cost to it, but she's willing to risk that.
Well, this sounds like an interesting story to read. No, Brian, I haven't read them yet. When I will get them, I don't know. Whenever John sends them to me, I'll read them.
I'll put it in the mail to you. It'll go out on Monday.
Yeah, well, no, I don't like to read them this time. Well, no, I always like to be read when I meet everybody in person because I have more questions in. But and those interviews are a little bit longer than these are, but still, so far, I don't want to jinx John or myself, but so far the 4 books that I've participated in, with them being there, all the stories have been great in them. I mean, some are definitely better than others, but I enjoyed all of them. I've enjoyed it. And now I'm down to book 28 or 20. No, I'm book 26, I think now. And so far, all the stories I've read, I like them because they're clean stories. I don't know how else to put it. It's not that there's not, they're fun. There's always something going on. People are writing a lot of fun, but there's not a lot of violence in it. There's not a bunch of blood in it. And violence. I just, like I said, it's like PG-13. And I guess maybe from being the age I am in the old days, all TV used to be PG-13. God knows it ain't today, but it used to be. I just appreciate someone who can tell a story, make me laugh or make me cry or just enjoy the story and not have to use so much of the stuff they use today to tell a story. I don't need to see 50 cars blown up. My imagination's pretty decent. I just need a good story. So I look forward to reading it. That's one of the things I like about these guys. That there's a lot of good stuff comes out of here. You can see behind me. There's a collection. I think this is all the way up to 31 here, and it's just a lot of good material in there. And I'm just glad to see you. So welcome to the bunch, man. I mean, you're serious now. You writers of the future, girl.
So,
You up there now. So now you can go out and say, hey, I won. I'm the boss. Now buy my damn books.
I
Maybe not quite like that.
I'm listening to you talk, and I'm like, in my story, there is actually a fair amount of violence, but I think the character voice and the author voice draws you in and kind of slips that past you before you notice it, I think.
Well, I can deal with violence.
But the violence in your book, it's not gratuitous, so it doesn't stand out as being like why'd she do that? It totally fits. So your story,
right.
that's one thing that won't make it past our editors or the judges if it's gratuitous sex or gratuitous violence. I've read all the stories. I proofread them all, so I know what your story is. And it was when you said it, I went, what? I doesn't ring it anything as being a violent story. I know there's violence in there, but it's a great fantasy, but it's just, there's so much realism, and it's easy to the way you write your story. It's easy to accept your fantastical part of it. Your magic. It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, so far, everybody I've talked to,
first place winner, honey.
Yeah, see, it's why you first place winner. It's so far all the authors I've talked to, I'm looking forward to reading their stories. I can't wait to see all the artwork and all. I can't wait to see the reveal when we're there, when everybody's looking at all the art.
I am so looking forward to seeing all the illustrations for everybody's stories. I think that's one of the neatest things about this contest. So
Oh, I think it is too. It's a fabulous thing. Like I was saying earlier, there's lots of tears, but it's a great, it's a good thing. It's a lot of fun. I'm just surprised, and I've said this I probably had 1,000 times by now. I'm just surprised how well the illustrators match the stories, or the stories match the illustrators. It's just I've been really pleasantly surprised to see how well they do it. And Bobby, don't ask me. I have not picked a winner right yet. Nope. You mean for no? I can't tell you who's going to be the big one. I don't know. Just every time I pick one, no, if they don't win, so I'm not even picking anymore this year. It's I really like a lot of stories. I mean, and a lot of the artwork is really, really good.
The thing we got with it is, like, obviously they're amazingly talented artists, but Echo is just brilliant as an art director.
Yes, she is
just brilliant.
She could teach me something. Anybody who can teach me something's got to really know their stuff. Because man, look, I am so untalented when it comes to art. It's not even funny. But I have caught myself now. You know, when I used to doodle, I doodle like a stick man. After listening to these guys, I can actually doodle something that kind of sort of looks like something. I don't want to say it looks good. It just kind of sort of looks like something. I mean, you can tell it's not a stick man. Let's leave it at that. But but I mean, you do learn a lot from her, and the amount they just do. You're going to love it when you get there and see it. I mean, they just do a fabulous job. And
I'm super looking forward to all the classes and stuff that we're going to get as well. So,
and
Rob Sawyer's coming out this year to teach with Jody. He is just such an amazing man. I love Rob so much. He is such a great guy. And he's really looking forward to doing this, to co-teaching with Jody Lynn and I as the coordinating judge. And then we'll have another 15 judges doing their hour-long things on 2 days of that. So you're in for an amazing treat.
Yeah,
I guess I don't get all fangirly on some of them, right?
they don't mind. Don't worry. They don't mind.
That's one of Joseph's fun things to do. He'll grab you, pull you out of the chair, and say, "Okay, good. You wanted to meet Larry Niven, Larry."
Oh, yeah.
Especially Larry.
Especially last year, I pulled off because last year was kind of funny to me. It was like we were sitting there. I was sitting with Kevin J and Dean. And we're sitting there talking, and there was 4 of them sitting on the table, and they just kept standing. I'm thinking, why don't y'all just come over here, right? And they're like, no. So I got up, I walked around, looped my arms. I said, come on, sit down. I waited till Kevin and Dean's conversation was because it's kind of personal. But once I sat them down, I said they got questions. Both the guys' faces lit up and said, ask away. And then they just started asking questions, and I just went and sat down at the bar and got something to eat. But it is great to watch. And I tell everybody the same thing. If for some reason you get like nervous or something, ask somebody, just if you see me, say, hey, Joe, I'll bring you right over to introduce you. I have no problem.
Thanks. I'm hoping Dean will be able to make it. I know he had that terrible injury with his shoulder.
Yeah, he's hoping me down with it to come out here. I know he didn't make it to Superstars because he's still recovering, but hopefully he's going to be ready by April.
Yeah. Right. And otherwise, I had to say it was my fault, right, that he and Chris had to recuse themselves from judging. I heard that podcast that you did with Joni.
Yeah.
About and there was one winner whose teachers, and I was like, I emailed her. I was like, that was me, right? Because I've taken so many classes from Dean and Chris. It's like I owe them so much with my writing and stuff. So.
Yeah.
That also shows the integrity of the contest too. That the judges, I recognize that it is. So I'm going to recuse myself. We've had Brandon's done that. Several of our judges have like, oh, I know that person, and then they recuse themselves.
No, that's the way it should be. You know, you want to win. You want to win on your skill, not on your laws. Yes, that's definitely the way you want to win. I mean, you want to win because you're the person that got in there and won it. So I'm going to see you on some books on TV. I mean, I'm going to see some TV movies in the future. Because I'm ready. I'm ready for some. Yeah, you. What are you doing?
My gosh. Oh, I actually. Not this last, was it, gosh, how many years ago was it? It was during the pandemic. Because I'm a veteran, the Writers Foundation, the Writers Guild, they do this veterans writing group, and they mentor that you have to apply. And if you get in, then you get mentored into doing writing your first screenplay, whether or not that's a pilot or whether or not it's a movie script. So yeah, I would love to get something optioned. So
Yeah, look, I'm ready. I
yeah,
keep telling everybody I need something new. I'm tired of looking at the same old, same
Yeah.
old. It's
Yeah,
I've
the
gotten to the point I don't even want to turn on the TV anymore.
the script I ended up doing, it was kind of I thought it was loads of fun. It was a little bit of James Gunn and some of the grossness with some of the creatures and everything, but otherwise really kind of space opera cross, mutants, sort of thing.
I
It
like
was,
a good space
it's
opera.
a lot of fun. So
I've watched a couple of good soap operas. I've watched some really weird ones too. There's been a few of them out there. And I'm like, oh, why did I watch that? You get bored sometimes. You got to watch something. What are you talking about, Bruce? A space opera. The one you're probably most famous with the one you probably know Bruce the best would be the one Heavy Metal is probably the one you probably know the best, which was a cartoon. Yes, there's lots of them out there. I mean, technically Babylon 5 is a space opera, but it's just go look them up. There's a lot of stuff out there. I enjoy it. No. Again, if you want to submit, it's writersofthefuture.com. Just go over there and submit. If you want to take the course, it's writersofthefuture.com. If you want to pre-order, I would go to galaxypress.com and pre-order. Yes. No, I'm not giving you mine. None of the ones behind me can get given away because they're all signed. Yes. Or they're originals. See, these over here aren't signed, but they're originals, so they're not going anywhere. And then I managed to get a 20. I bought it used with all kind of signatures in it. I don't even know whose it was. Yeah, I got it somewhere. I bought it offline used. They said autographed Writers of the Future book 20. And so I still haven't got it yet, but as soon as they said it's got all kind of autographs in it. So when I get it, if I get it, I might bring it out with me to out to Writers of the Future. So we're ready now. So we're gonna get out there. Did you hear about this 24-hour thing they got going on over there?
yeah, I'm familiar with it. And okay, I don't want to sound cocky because every time I've been in the situation, it's like, oh my God, I just have to get this thing done. But I have done some workshops where
some people are better under pressure.
It's that turnaround. So So I know it can be done. So I'm in a lucky position from that viewpoint. So
well, you see that's some people are just better under pressure. All my friends tell me the same thing. I work way better under pressure. When I'm not under pressure, I just want to be lazy. I'm like, well, thank you. But it is true. Some people just do better when there's a little pressure behind them. And I've watched this thing several times now, and it's a lot of fun. And some people write it and they're done. And some people drive themselves crazy and end up losing as much hair as I do, trying to figure out what they're going to write. And then I can't tell you how many of them told me that, Joe, what did he tell me last time? He said, well, I finished it at 8, and then I read it at 11, and I tore it up. And then I finished it at 12:30, and I read it at 1, and I tore it up. And then I finished it at 4, and I was like, okay, I got it. And I read it again, and I said, in the trash. So he said about 15 minutes before 8, I finished it. I said, okay, this will work out there. You don't have no choice at this point. It's but some of them, just write it right off the bat. I was talking with Chris not that long ago, and he was one of the ones who some of them just boom and they're done. I guess whatever's in your head, and if you've got something pre-made or an idea of a direction you want to go in your head already, I'm sure it makes it easier. So you can cheat though. You can just write about puppies, man. Everybody loves puppies. Everybody loves puppies. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with puppies. I mean, that's my my oldest stepkid.
So who are you looking forward to meeting, Stephannie?
Is Tim Powers going to be there?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been reading his stuff forever. So
Tim is great.
Good.
I love his writing. So
he's a lot of fun too. He's a lot of fun to talk to. He's high energy when he's there, so he's always fun to talk to. It's and John's always around, so you can harass John. John likes to be harassed. Yes, especially at breakfast. Especially at breakfast, harassing him. Unless I'm there, don't harass him at breakfast if I'm there. But if I'm not, y'all can harass him. What's that? No, wait. So you just wrote Maliva because I know your name. I've only ever met one Maliva, and she's part of the Writers Future of the Gang. So I'm not believing your name is Maliva. So I'm not believing you. Anyway, where are you from, fake Maliva? Where? China. Okay, I'm not. Just ask your question and move on. Just ask your question and move on. No, she's not an illustrator. She's an author. The question was, why don't she draw pictures of puppies and cats? And well, because she's an author. That's why she's not an artist. Oh man, some people are just not here. They're often hanging
But
out.
She's got some cool animals in her story.
Yes. Well, I'm looking for so far all the stories I've heard. I think I'm down to just one author I haven't talked to, maybe two, but I know it's real low now. So
Yeah, getting there.
And so I can't wait to talk to them. I mean, next couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen, we won't be doing these groups because we have regular guests. We have Wolf Moon, who's going to be on with us next week, and the following week will be David Hankins will be on with us the following week. David's a reschedule because he kept getting blown off the list for some reason, so we got to get him back on.
Well, his book, the Taxman, releases on tax day.
Yeah. Oh, it does? Well, there's his book right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. His book's going to release on tax day.
And that one's getting given away when he's here.
Yeah.
So both these books you see behind me are being given away.
Yeah,
and,
he was a writer winner 2 years ago.
Yeah, so he's a lot of fun too. He's a lot. Well, all the illustrators have been pretty fun people to hang out with. The winners have been pretty fun people to hang out with. The illustrators are a little bit more introvert than extrovert, but still, they're just not all. I mean, and this year's group, the whole group seems to be very outgoing, which is really nice for me. It's really nice for John too because we're doing interviews.
Yeah, it looks like Stephanie's been inundated with the dogs.
Yeah, they were barking a little bit. They're quiet right now, but I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, I thought she went mute. I heard the dogs coming, and then she muted them. Oh, she's just been attacked by 40 dogs.
Well, we got 4 minutes. Any places you want to tell anybody to go or hang out or visit or?
Oh, in Los Angeles?
Wow, I was talking about for you personally, but your website and.
I'm thinking, there's all these restaurants.
No, these idiots don't need to know about LA. Trust me on this.
So I know I have my website up there. I'm old. I joke I'm old. I'm on Facebook.
Good.
I do have a Blue Sky account, but I'm not on that very much. So
Facebook is Stephannie Tallent.
Yes.
That's Stephannie Tallent. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it's got 2 N's in Stephannie.
Yeah.
Well, when you get 50 books up there, you can put up a nice website. Actually, when you get up to about 10 books, give me a call. I'll have one of my guys put you up a website. We own so many websites. I lost count. We own so many damn websites. Yeah. It's we do them for a lot of different people in the station and all our affiliates and our host and stuff like that. But a lot of them, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people just like to use Facebook. It's easy. It's simple. You can post your regular information on there. And so next time you see me, if you want, you can actually bring your Facebook page into the show with you.
Okay.
So
but I do have my own website. I do have my own website as well.
So, this will go live on your on your Facebook page if you want.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, we do that. I mean, we have all of our own stuff that's up there. But these will actually go out live for you. If it gives you somewhere in the beginning, it'll offer you to bring your Facebook page on, and you can bring it on and click, and anybody who's there can sit and watch it and live with whoever else. It's just something they offer, and just makes it easier it makes it easier to have to tell people we're here, we're there, we're there, we're here. Because finding us on radio is really easy. We're all over the place. But on video, we're in 8 video locations, including the television thing, because we're on Roku television. So right now, probably about 40,000 people watching you on TV and saying, "Hi, Stephannie, how you doing?" Stuff like that. And then, we've got all of our Facebook and YouTube pages up as well. So
So one thing I am curious, Stephannie, do you primarily focus on fantasy, or do you also write science fiction?
Probably mostly fantasy, but I do some science fiction. I do tiny bits of like mystery and romance. So mostly short stories. I'm working on doing some longer stuff too.
Okay.
Yes, that's good. What is it, Dean? What do you mean? I don't know where we're staying. I ain't going to tell you, even though I knew I wasn't going to tell you. No, I've told everybody that asked me this question 100 times. I don't know what hotel we're staying at until the van from the airport pulls up in front of it.
Well, I can tell you, we're staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. There you go.
Yes, there you go. It's no, really, I don't know. I don't ask. I don't care. No, I already know John and them are going to take care of me, so I don't worry. But that's not even a worry for me. So why you want to know so bad? Do you want to come have a drink with me? That's never going to happen. First off, anybody who's listening tonight, if you want to come visit me anywhere, you better know me. Okay. So I'm just saying, no, not some occasional. You better know who I am. Know me. Y'all know who y'all. I got a lot of friends in LA. So got a lot of friends in San Diego. I got friends in San Francisco, Sacramento, all up and down California. But they're real friends. I don't know who you are. So no, I don't want you coming to visit me if I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I just, I'm usually really busy when I'm hanging out with these guys.
We work you. We work you hard at that place. And
then if I sit still for like 5 minutes, Sarah will come find me.
Yeah. Well, one of our people finds you and puts you to work. Why aren't you working?
Sarah is evil. Just so y'all know, people, she is evil. She's like,
she's a sweetheart. She's not.
And she's married to Satan. He's even got the red hair that goes along with it.
Joe.
I couldn't resist. I know Jason ain't listening anyway. So. But guy, I was just teasing. Sarah's a sweetheart. She knows that. She's one of my favorite friends there. Yes, and I was just picking on her husband because I like to pick on him. But we got to go. We got to let Stephannie get out. Steph, thank you for coming hanging out with us. You were a blast to chit chat with us. I want to make sure I get our other guests hanging out with us here because apparently I'm not doing my job or something. It's we're going to blame it on John. It's always easier to just blame it on John. It's
a nice almost meeting you, Stephannie. So I look forward to seeing you in a month
or so. Yeah. All right, y'all. Take care.
Yes, in a month. See you then, boo. Be good.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, we got. I just sent out to our other guests because I forgot to send it a second ago, but they ought to be joining us, guys and girls. No, like I said, you got the next 2 weeks. We got regular guests on, and then the 2 weeks after that, we will be wrapping up with the winners. Depending on how much time we have between now and the event, we will probably be. I think we're only going to have a week, maybe two, so we'll probably do a judge or two. More than likely, though, I was talking with Carmen about this today because I'm going to be there on Saturday, the 19th. So we might actually do a live Arthur's Quill from where we're at. We might do the show live from there. Yeah, wow. From on location. So, yes. Well, it's 3 on Saturday. It's a good time. So, it'll be 1 o'clock where they're at. Yes.
Well, actually, we're pulling everything up forward a day. So, you're coming a day earlier and everybody leaves on Friday. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's so well, yeah, people. It's Friday, Shake and Bake Day. Well, because you're having the gala on Thursday this year.
Thursday, yeah, we pull it forward a day.
Yes. Oh, what do you mean? You just being nosy, people. No. Yes. The boss lady already sent me all that. Y'all ain't even got to worry about that. It's not none of y'all's business. Matter of fact, I'll print it out sometime this week. Or what, you want me to print it out so you can have it and fly out to LA? Is that... I don't know what's been going on with this group lately, but I think y'all been smoking some California wacky tobacco, man. No, really, I'm thinking y'all been out there. Guelly Rivera, is that her name? Yeah, that's who we're waiting on right now. She's also from California. Oh, so we had a couple of California winners this year. That's nice.
Yeah,
that makes them close by. And what do you mean, Jimmy? No, really, no. I got a lot of friends in Cali, and maybe a couple come visit me while I'm out there, but usually I'm preoccupied with something else. And we're gonna bring our guest on in just a second. Well, no, I tell people all the time if you're gonna come hang out, do it in late evenings, yeah, because usually I'll wrap up with interviews usually around 11 or 12, and then we'll usually hang at the bar, have drinks for a couple hours, and then go to bed and start all over again around 7 the next morning. Yes. Yeah, well, I want to get as much entertainment. Well, you can't see it, but it's going to be up on the site. As a matter of fact, a lot of this is already up on the site. The site is open. I just haven't told anybody because it's not, it's not ready for regular visitors. Hello. Oh, wait, let me put my earplug in so I can actually hear. Say hello to us.
Hi.
Oh, I can actually hear you. So, is it Guelly Rivera? Say it for me because I know I'm butchering it.
Guelly Rivera.
Guelly Rivera. See, it wasn't that far off. I'm getting better. And Guelly Rivera. And how are you, Guelly Rivera? Author, illustrator?
I am a illustrator, and I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Where are you? You're in a car sitting someplace in where?
Just outside. It was
Okay.
just too noisy to be inside.
Yes, I can understand that. Sometimes it gets insane in my house.
Yeah. So how long have you been creating art?
I recently got I've been drawing my whole life, but I finally started doing it more seriously and taking it seriously around 14. I wasn't good.
Yeah, obviously you're good enough because you won, but just curious how long you've been doing it.
Well, I mean, you won fast. I mean, you young anyway. That's I'm impressed. So let's see. So you just been messing around with it, and one day you said, "Okay, I'm 14. I'm going to be a real artist," and watch me go. Because that's what it looks like here from our end. I mean, it looks like you just took off, and bam, here I am. I'm now an artist. So you're going to put up a website, or?
Well, hopefully in the future, once I get it all together.
Yeah.
Because I'm 18, so it's still relatively new to me, the whole art scene.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you still got to accumulate enough art to build a website anyway. You want to do a lot of drawing and get your good stuff up there so you can start making a living at it. You know, girl,
You're a senior right now in high school?
I just graduated in 2020.
So any plans to go to art school or anything, college or anything? Or I don't know, you're pretty good.
I'm going to Laguna's College of Arts and Design in the fall. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I bet.
So. Any particular of the judges that you're looking forward to meeting?
No.
Do you know any of them?
I don't know any of them. So
okay.
I have someone that I'm like, oh my God, I want to meet this person so bad.
Yeah. But what type of art do you like doing? Or are you looking forward to going into?
I really like surrealist portraits. That's just usually what I gravitate towards.
Okay. So what medium?
I love oil paint. Sometimes I'll put some acrylic in there. Digital, not really my thing. But I have
Joe's going to totally love whatever you do because he's totally.
I love oil. Look, I don't know what it is, and I've said this to every oil artist that's come on this network. I mean, to me, it's a fabulous thing. It's something. I said this just a few minutes ago to one of the other guests. I mean, to me, it makes it more real.
Yeah.
I don't. It's the sensation of the art. It's the way it's raised. It's the way it feels. I don't know. To me, it's just more real. Even though, let me tell you, all I could paint was a stick man. So he'd be acrylic stick man too. It's stick man, maybe with a little moon over his head or something. So no, I'm impressed. I mean, really. I mean, you're young. You're getting out here. You're learning your talent at a very young age, which is a really good thing to do because it gives you a big advantage over other illustrators. Because by understanding your art and your talent young, you can really get out there and start to take the world on. It's harder when you're older, when you've been used to working this or working that or working this. You might not want to give up this job that's making you this amount of money a year so you can go play with your art. So you've got a nice, good advantage out there going into art school. Plus, you're going to get to meet all these famous artists. See, Echo Chernick, she does a lot of oil herself. She does all mediums, but she likes oil herself. She is very talented artist in oil. So I'm sure she can give you a lot of good advice. And matter of fact, Tom's not going to be here this year, but he's also very good in oil. There's a couple of them that are really good at it. And I was just impressed. Matter of fact, somewhere on the network, we have a group of Echo's oils posted. And I call it her naughty collection, but they're just, risque kind of looking, but very beautiful art. Very, very, very beautiful art. She's very talented and she does a lot of different things. So, and she's going to be there teaching. So, I mean, if you got any questions, she's a good one to ask and she won't hold back. She'll tell you, hey, look, you'll be better if you do it this way or that way or this way. It's one of the things I like about it. Plus she usually, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but they usually bring in models to work with. So have you done live models yet?
I've very few.
I don't know how people do that. I don't even know how they stand still that long. I couldn't do it.
They do 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, I think, and 20. So you have 4 different sessions where you do live sketching. So they do different steampunk outfits that they're wearing, and then you do your sketches and stuff. It's it's a real good drill on being able to do that, how fast you can do and get the sketches done. I mean, they're very keen on helping you to make the next level up as an artist. So that's good. And if you're really there, like you said, you're so excited about going to art school, then this is really, really good.
Yeah, because I think you're gonna be good at it. I'm always jealous of anybody who can paint or draw or write, because I obviously can't. It's and I like seeing young people getting involved in this. It's just so much better of a way to live than working for whoever for the next 50 years. I own both my don't get me wrong, I own two businesses and they can be a real nightmare sometimes. But I got to be honest, I'd much rather work for myself than anybody else out there. I'm not gonna lie, and that you have the opportunity to do that for yourself. I'm not saying there won't be some hard work down the line, but you actually have the opportunity to do that for yourself. So I'd like to see you get out there. Besides, man, you might get with one of these gaming companies, do some of these gaming art, some of these other companies, and catching some of these book covers. We were just talking about you can't buy a book without a good cover. You got to have a good cover if you're going to sell your book. So there's always people like that are going to need stuff. And so I look forward to seeing you work. I mean, I just I enjoy seeing different types of work. And like I said, I really like oil. So it's just a weird thing.
Yeah. Now you've got, obviously you won with this. You submitted 3 pieces that you won with. So have you been commissioned to do any art for anybody yet?
No, because I'm not really at a place where I'm confident in doing commissions.
Yeah.
I would like to in the future, but right now I'm just trying to focus on like my technique and my work ethic and
Makes sense. Yeah. That's good. So that's actually really important. And it's just, there's a lot of good artists out there. And one thing that makes a big difference is that one thing you just mentioned right there, work ethic. You've got somebody like Joe. I mean, and the guys at Writers of the Future, we work hard. We're dedicated to what we do. And as an artist, if you're dedicated to it, the judges that you're going to be meeting, that's what they do. They're really good, but they've got a good work ethic. If they say they're going to do something, they do it. And some of them have gotten the breaks because of that very reason. Bob Biggleton is one of the judges that will be here. He's won, I think, 12 or 13 Hugos and probably as many Chesley Awards. He's really, really good. But he became like, when other people would miss their deadlines, he'd get a phone call on Friday, I need this. He said, when do you need it? By Monday. And he'd say, okay, good. And so he created the art that they needed it for, whether it's a magazine cover or whatever it was. He'd deliver it, and he became known as the guy that could do that. And so, I mean, he loves his oil. He's all things Godzilla defers to him. Even the movie companies defer to him on how to design the proper Godzilla. But Gozira is how they say it in Japan. But he'll be here and can talk to you about that as well, because he's got an amazingly good work ethic. But all the judges do. If you say you're going to do something, to do it. That just puts you a cut above so many others. That's really important what you said there.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference because when you talk to like someone like Dan DeSantos or Tom, you'll notice that they always have a bunch of work.
Yeah,
and they're always having to keep a schedule. And these guys actually bring in help sometimes. I've actually seen them recruit from the Writers of the Future people before to bring in help to make sure they make a deadline. Well, as long as a company knows you can make, if you do good artwork and companies know you can hit a deadline, they're going to love you forever. It's just part of the thing. It's like when I do my construction job. If I tell somebody I'm going to be finished this and I'm not finished till 2 weeks later, I'm not getting a recommendation. I finished 3 days ahead of time, I'm getting all kind of recommendations. Hell, I might even get a bonus out of it. So it's just unfortunately it's part of it. But I mean, you look like you're smart enough to figure it out that or don't take on projects that you think will be too much for you. It's not, because you can have a work ethic, but if this, you're looking at a project that says 13, 14, 15, 16 components, you might want to say, hey, look, I can do, 1, 2, 3, 4 components, maybe 5 in this amount of time, but I can't do these many in this much of time. So sometimes you can go lower and do parts of it. Sometimes you get help, and sometimes they'll give you longer things, but I have faith. I'm going to see your artwork around. So anybody who does oils to me is already 2 steps above everybody else. It's well, look, oil paintings still sell for big money today. It's not like it's one of the few paintings that still sell for big money today because there's so much what I call internet art. So much digital art out there. There's just tons of it. And with AI, it's just doubling the amount of it. As a matter of fact, I got a bunch of new banners came in yesterday. Somebody made them, sent them to me. So, oh, look, it's AI. I said, I don't want to. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, I like real artwork. I said, so if you're going to send me something, send it to me real. Because we post a lot of different stuff on our network. We have 40 hosts. So we post a lot of different stuff. And but I do prefer that it's real. If I wanted to do AI, I'd go do it myself. I don't need anybody to do AI for me. But so I mean that's competition for the future though. So you got to get your craft down perfect and just really good. That's all.
So do you like hanging with other people, or sometimes artists are loners and sometimes they're like being around other people? What kind of person are you?
I would say 75% of the time I do like being alone.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about it. I like being alone, but sometimes I also miss humanity, and I'll be like, oh, yes. I need to go out with people. But
that's good. I mean, most artists and writers are not really that gregarious because you spend your time doing your creation by yourself. It's a solo job that you've got going on there. So that's understandable.
I'll tell you a little secret. Most artists when they're starting out are just mid-range or pretty much introverted. But most of the illustrators I met or artists I met, once they become successful, they are no longer introverts. They have become extroverts, and in a big way at that too. It's kind of strange to watch because I've actually watched it translate. It's definitely strange. With illustrators, with authors, it's different. Authors start out yappy, and get quieter as their careers go along because now they're somebody. They don't have to go out and sell it. But illustrators seem to be the opposite. Don't ask me why either. It's just an observation is what it is. So say when you get a little older, you'll be like, damn, I can talk now.
Well, one thing with artists, I've seen more than with writers, but although I see it quite with writers too. It's like when you make your paintings, you're putting your soul into it. You're like, it's your create. And so what are they going to say when they see it? It's very easy. You haven't, especially at your age, your skin isn't fully thickened yet. You don't have your alligator skin yet. You haven't accumulated that. And it's rough when someone says, you did that, with kind of like that
look. Yeah.
That look, you kind of, whoa. So the fact that you made it as a winner just shows you've got what it takes, but it still doesn't mean you don't feel open to being sliced open by somebody's knife by saying, don't give up your day job, honey. You don't need that kind of help or those types of friends either.
Yeah, they're not going to help you any. It's
one thing you're going to find here is you're going to find the friends that are going to be like, they'll encourage and say, okay, good, that's great. So have you tried this or look at this? You can, because these are all the judges have been where you are. So they've gone through the whole thing and they have an amazing wealth of tools and advice, how they survived the best friend's advice, just trying to help you, as they take the knife from behind their back and just stick it between your ribs,
A bunch of these artists that are going to be there, they have classes and all, and they pay big money to go to their courses, and here it's free for you. You can whatever you want to know. And again, I tell this to everybody: don't be bashful. Ask questions. If you feel like you need to know something or you're there, I tell everybody, get an idea of what it is that you're looking for as you're headed into the place, because you already know some of your weakness and some of your strengths to start off with. So when you walk up to someone like Echo and you start talking to her, because she's going to ask you a bunch of questions. She'll find out what your weaknesses, strengths. So that way you can say, hey, I've been having problems with this. I just can't grasp this concept. If she can't tell you, she'll have somebody who can. You can take that to the bank. So I just like the way they deal with people. I mean, they're really, everybody there is very, very, very professional. It doesn't even matter who they are, whether it's authors, writers of the future, author services. It doesn't really matter if it's the judges, the winners. Everybody just seems to be very professional the entire time they're there, which is really nice. So everybody's on there taking care of each other and making sure everything's being done the way it's supposed to be done. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. You're gonna run a lot. That's all I can tell you.
So what are you most looking forward to?
I'm actually most looking forward to for the workshop because a couple summers ago I did go to CalArts for their summer program. And is stuff like figure drawing and like learning how to paint and stuff. And I really like having that critique and people telling me like, oh, you could do this better. You can do like, oh, this part looks good. So I'm just really excited for that workshop.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a good thing. And then who's coming? Will you have your parents come with you, or who's going to be coming with you to the gala?
I know for sure my mom is going for me. She's going with me for the whole workshop too. But hopefully I can get like more family members to go.
Sure. So we're gonna make sure as soon as you find out, let Joni know, because it books out pretty fast for the dinner.
Yeah, it does.
So we want to make sure that we're gonna have seats for them. Because if they say it's the last day, oh, I can make it. And I say, well, because we can only have like 330 people in there. So we've already got.
It fills up fast.
We already got 300 confirms right now. So we overbook it, but so tell them to make your minds up, everybody.
That's right. You're going. Was it Christopher? Well, she hasn't started selling stuff yet. Christopher's a regular in one of the chats. He's just like, he loves oil too. He's like, is she selling? These people are ridiculous. It's but I've actually bought an oil recently from just not that long ago. It wasn't a very big one. It's like, I think it was 2x2 or something. It's every now and then I just see one I gotta have. The ones I really like, I don't want to buy because one, I don't have anywhere to put them in my house, and two, they're probably gonna put me in a poor house afterwards. It's I just see some I'm like, damn. And I get big 12-foot ceilings, so I can put stuff in the house, but we've got major monster pitches all over the house now, so I guess I can't buy.
Do you have a social page where you list all your art? Where you show your art?
I do have
a Patreon, or is it a Instagram, or what?
Yeah, I do have an Instagram, but I have a small business that I sell like t-shirts and shirts and stickers and pins. So that's like the most arty account I have. I don't really have art that displays my paintings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's lots of places you can put them. So when you get ready, you get enough of them. If you need advice or something. But there's lots and lots of places. There's lots of free websites these days too, and of course there's always ugly Facebook. I love you, Facebook. I'm not hating ugly ass Facebook. It's I got a lot of stuff. I can't say I got 14 Facebook pages, so I can't really hate on them. But it's just. There's lots of stuff. I mean, I think we own these days like 71 websites. It's we got them on a place called Homestead. I call it website building for idiots. It doesn't hardly cost anything, and it does for me because I got a bunch of websites. But for normal people, I think it's like $19 a month, and there's everything there you could possibly want in building a website. I call it, because it's point and click. I mean, it's just all so easy to use. And you can buy a domain name or not. They'll just give you one if you don't want to buy one. It's interesting to use. Bruce, Facebook is fine if you want to use Facebook. I mean, Instagram is fine. I got 2-3 Instagram accounts.
So, Guelly, are you going to do anything to start featuring your art at some point?
Yeah, I'm recently at a stage where I felt like my last painting is super good in my opinion. So whenever I look at all my other paintings, I'm just like, oh, I see like the imperfections, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to post that. Like,
artists are their worst critics, right?
Yeah.
You're your own worst critic. So I got a rule about this kind of stuff. You shouldn't criticize yourself, and you shouldn't let your parents do it. You should always bring in somebody who will be honest with you. If it's good, if it's bad. Not someone who's jealous of you, just someone who's going to be honest. Fortunately, I have lots of honest friends, so I don't have to worry about it.
But when you come out for the workshop, though, you'll have your portfolio bring with you, and you'll get some good guidance on that, some good direction on what works, what doesn't work, because you're going to be showing your art. And that's one of the things is how do you put together a portfolio? So that's one of the workshops that you'll be getting.
And when you get ready, we'll bring you on and let you put all your artwork on, and then it'll be its own YouTube video, and you can use it for everyone. You can download it, use it, send it to people as hey, this is me. Matter of fact, what's nice about it is when we do it, so we'll do a photo. You talk about the picture, how you did it, what it is, and you go on to the next. So if you decide that you want to send something to somebody, which I've seen a couple of people have already used it to send it to companies, say, hey, here's my artwork. You don't have to go to my website. Here's how I came to why I did it. This is who I am. So it tells a new customer something about you, something about your artwork, how you came to be the person that you are. It gives most of the customers everything they really need to know about an up and coming new artist that they might want to hire. That's why we started doing them. We started doing them so that y'all could use them, because they're going to be up forever. We don't use them for anything. We just post them on YouTube and on SoundCloud, and that's where they stay forever. They'll be there. Hell, as long as I'm alive, they'll be there. And probably as long as my family's alive, they'll be there. They'll probably be there when you're like 80. Oh, look, you can go see some of my new stuff. Look at this. I mean, YouTube doesn't cost us anything. So they'll probably be there forever. Raymond, what do you got, Raymond? Where are you from? Tupelo, Mississippi? Well, hello there, man. How you doing in Mississippi? And what do you got for us? No, she hasn't put up anything up yet. That's what we're just talking about. Have you not been paying attention? Man, do not make me smack you. I'll tell you I'll have her when she starts posting stuff. I say I'll get her to send me something or tell me, and I'll start telling y'all. Or maybe we'll invite her on and go through her portfolio, and y'all can decide y'all want to buy something or not. Yes, there you go. Or y'all can buy me a picture. I need some new ones for my office. Studio, look, I can move stuff around. There's always room in here to put something new in here.
So I'm curious now, Guelly. So, had you ever been art directed before, working with Echo?
Yeah, they were actually the person that helped me throughout the whole illustrating part. So I would send them like updates, and then they would like tell me like what to change about it. So
yeah, so that was Echo Chernick doing that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So she's the art director.
Beast,
she's
man.
the coordinating judge. Yeah. So what was it like being art directed? Had that happened to you before?
Kind of, not really. The person that actually really got me into art is my mom.
Yeah.
Like, she wanted to go to Laguna. Like, she was the one that got me into oil painting. She was the one that got me into painting in general. So whenever, like, in the basis of a painting, like, even just the idea of it, I'll like shoot an idea with her, and then she'll shoot it back, and we'll go back and forth. And then even while I'm working on the painting and like, yeah, just working on the painting, she'll come in, she'll give me like points. She'll tell me what's good about the painting, what I need to change. So it really is like my art director.
Yeah, as long as it works for you.
Well, that's great that your mom is so supportive of you too. That's really nice.
Wow.
Was she herself a professional artist?
No, she started art like also in high school too, but it was like back then times it was just like, oh, you have to get a job. But recently, now that I'm like starting to grow, like she's also like discovering herself back into art, and it's just amazing to like help each other grow, because like as she gives me like directions and stuff, she'll ask for directions on her painting too.
That is so cool.
That's a great relationship there.
That's awesome.
That is.
But quite often, especially, I guess not especially, but for young artists, they say, yeah, I want to be an artist when I grow up. And they kind of go, you get like that, oh no, the concern, like, what you need, get a job. I want you to, I don't want you to starve. That's just all the fears come up from parents, meaning well, but not really understanding the mind of an artist, that I can't not do my art, But if you can be dissuaded, then maybe it wasn't for you. But if you can't be dissuaded, any famous author, one of the underpinnings is, I can't not write. And the same thing with an artist, I can't not paint. I can't not create art. So they just learn to work with it and make it work. So the people you'll be dealing with here at this workshop week are those types of people. So that totally will play right into what you yourself are potentially achieving.
Yeah, guys, y'all got about 2 minutes out there. So, Reese, anybody?
Is that your mom with you sitting next to you?
No, that my brother.
Okay, I know it was somebody because you look over every now and then. So if it was your mom, I was going to say put her on the screen so we can say hi to her. Anyway, hello, brother, and make up your mind if you're going to come see your sister at the gala.
Yes, the gala is great. It's a lot of fun.
We're not going to hold a seat for you forever.
And everybody looks smashingly good too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's the only day the human race doesn't look ugly. I'm just kidding. No, Raymond, I'm just kidding. But everybody there is super nice. All the press that's going to be there is going to be super nice. There'll be lots of people asking you questions and taking pictures, but everybody is super nice. There's no negativity. There won't be any negativity in this whole experience. I mean, everybody is just very, very, very nice. And
what nationality or ethnic is Guelly Rivera?
I am Mexican. My dad's from Mexico, and my mom's parents are from Mexico.
Good. Do you speak Spanish?
You're not.
She probably speaks as well as I do.
I get a ton of Spanish media coming here.
Yes,
if you spoke Spanish.
We have
all kinds of ethnics. We have winners from 8 different countries. So I got a bunch of Chinese media coming. We're going to have some UK media that's going to be coming. When I said, is that from Mexico? Maybe we can, but oh well.
It's
I had to ask.
Yeah, we're all Americans these days, so I don't think it really matters anymore. Raymond, one last question. What do you got? Oh, okay. Raymond just wants to know if you have any particularly things that you just like to paint. I mean, is it scenes? Is it people? Is it like fantasy or something? He's just curious to what it is that really makes you happy when you paint.
I love painting myself.
That's cool.
It's easier for me because I don't have to go up to someone and be like, hey, can I paint you? Can we schedule a day? Can I do your makeup? It's going to take a little bit. I don't really want to. So I just take my own pictures. And I really recently I've been drawing a lot of pomegranates just because, I don't know, I like to symbolize it, the symbolism behind it. But I also not space, but I like painting the moon, some stars, the sun, but in my own way.
Oh, a future Van Gogh on our hands here, huh? Oh, no, that's let me tell you what, painting skyscapes can be really beautiful if you know as long as you're doing them right. They can be very beautiful and painting and these days, there's so many planets to choose from. It used to be you could paint the original planets that were in our solar system, but now we have planets from all over the universe, or all over the galaxy, I should say. And they all look differently weird and strange. They'd make for great artwork. They really would. I mean, because, you don't have to ask him to sit still. You just click and put it on pause for a minute and say, okay, pause this picture. It's I wouldn't even know how to do live audience. It'd make me nervous. I'd be like, no, all right, there's enough of this. Y'all get out of here and leave me alone. But hey, you got to start somewhere, and paint yourself. As long as you're making you look like yourself, that's all that really matters, isn't it? Unless you got horns and antlers and claws or something like that. You might be adding stuff to the picture. I don't know. Maybe dragon ears or something.
No.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. Once she's got herself, if she went into a fantasy mode or a space mode, she could turn it into anything she wanted. It'd still be her face. It just would be whatever else she added to it. I seen somebody do that just recently. Take a picture of their head and turning it into a dragon face. It was eerily weird, creepy looking. Actually, it was good, but there was something creepy about it. I don't know how to explain.
I was not going to do that. Okay.
No, it was just weird. But anyway, I was just asking. Fairy. You put those. I see a lot of fairy ears these days lately. Just in everyday life, and hell, matter of fact, half the people I know on Instagram are wearing the dang things. I just don't even know what to think about that. But so now you're ready, you're set, you're going to be out there in, what is it, 4 weeks, I think, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ready to go?
So you'll be there for the whole workshop week then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of fun. I mean, you'll learn a lot of stuff too, but you'll have a lot of fun too. I mean, it's as much fun as it is work. I'm not going to lie. And everybody there knows what they're doing. So it's really nice for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, it's none of that. Oh, do I have to guess? No, let me explain to you how this works. There's no guessing to it. They know what the hell they're doing. So, to me, no, let me show you. This is the way you do this, and show you how to. One of the things I was watching them do one day was not so much mix the colors, but how they were especially in oils, how they were taking the colors and just kind of fading them. They were blending into each other, but they were blended in such a way that you really didn't notice like a blend line. It was just a nice fade from one color to the next color to the next color, like a dark sky fading into a sunrise or something, or a sunset fading into a dark red. I couldn't do that if my life depended on it. There's just no way. I'd be like, no. See, somebody like you'll be able to do that. You'll probably be able to do it easily too. You'll probably do. But anything you want to tell the audience before we get out of here? Oh, did we lose you? I think we lost her. Up. We lost a guest, guys and girls. Well, sometimes that happens when you're on phones and stuff. But we got to get out of way. Got to get out of here earlier. So I hope everybody enjoyed Writers of the Future. They were on just about an hour, well, about 2 hours ago. We're going to be wrapping up now. Coming up next is The Gray Zone with Michelle DeRoche and myself, and then following that will be the reveal that John and them had just recently done a week ago, right?
Yeah.
So y'all will be able to catch that as well. So you got a full night all the way up until Dave Scott comes on at midnight. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Go have some good fun, some good TV, some good radio, and then have a good time. But we got to go. We got to go. I'll see y'all all next week, guys. Be good. Dun, dun.